say I'm Zephaniah. Now, what the author is bringing out, do you understand that Christ is black, right? Okay, and he brought out about the Most High God too, right? So Christ and God is the black man, correct? All right, so you got any questions so far? Okay, let me ask you a question. What is your nationality according to the Bible? What would you consider yourself? Because that's right. A lot of our people don't know it's because something happened to us. Give me Jeremiah 17:4. This is why we out here to show you blacks and Hispanics who you are according to the Bible. It's a reason why people don't know who they are. Right. Listen up, sis. Don't go nowhere. Listen up. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage.
So what the Bible is saying, the so-called blacks, we have been discontinued from our heritage. How have we been discontinued from our heritage? Let me show you. This is us. We've been discontinued through slavery. You familiar with slavery?
Yeah.
And slavery, what they do to us, they changed our names, they changed our nationalities. They did all these things to us to stop us from knowing who we are. Right? So it's a reason why those things happen. Give me let's go to Deuteronomy 28 real quick. Deuteronomy 28:15. It's a reason why these things happen to us because it's something that we did not do as a people. And something that we still are doing today as a people. Listen up, sis.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
The Bible says it shall come to pass, meaning it's going to happen. Listen.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if we didn't listen to what our God told us to do, something will happen. Let's find out.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
So the Bible says if we don't listen, all these curses will happen to a certain people. We're going to find out who that people is. So let me ask you, is a curse, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? I'm going to show you how bad it is. Hold that, we're going to come back. Give me Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65. Because every nation on the planet knows who they are, except for the so-called blacks. Every nation on the planet has their last name,
Right.
except for the so-called blacks and Hispanics. We carry on names of the same people that did this to our forefathers.
Bring it out.
We carry on names of the same people that did this to us.
Right.
So how do we get these names? Because we disobeyed. But listen up, read.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
See that? So the Bible says when we read Deuteronomy, if we didn't do the commandments, curses will come upon us. So when we read Isaiah, it said we left our name for a curse. How you doing, sis? What's your name? Maya. What we going over, we showing our people their nationality. Because our people today, we don't know who we are. Something happened to us while we don't know who we are as people.
Bring it out.
So this is what we going over. So listen up, Maya. This is for you too. Read. Top.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
So we have left our name for a curse. Why? Because we broke the commandments of God. Let me ask you a question. What's your last name? You said Hard? Hard? What's your last name, Maya? Washington. Okay. Now, how is it that the other nations, right? If we got the Arab man, the Chinese man, they have their last name which ties to their land, right? But when it comes to the so-called black people, we call our last name Johnson, Williams, Wilson. How is it we have the same name as white people? How is it? Because we've been discontinued. Slavery happened to us. So this is what we're showing our people. This is how we got discontinued. So what do we have to do? We have to keep the commandments to be on the good side of the Most High God. That's why these things happen to us, these curses, right? So we're going to go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. So listen up, Maya, this is for you. How you doing, my brother? What's your name? Darius. Darius, how you doing, my brother? What we out here showing our people is, what's our nationality? Right, Darius? We showing our people their nationality. We out here to give you your nationality back that's been stripped from us. You understand? So, y'all sisters, you Darius, we are the Israelites. Right. That's who we are. But we have forgotten our ways because we've been destroyed. So listen up. Bring this out.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Hearken means listen. If we do not listen to what God is saying, something will happen to us, right? Let's find out.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Even this day, we're still supposed to be keeping the commandments of God, right?
Right. That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Bible says if we don't listen, that all these curses will come upon us. Now, if you take a look at our people today, would you consider our people blessed or are we cursed?
I say cursed.
Cursed, right? But we so now blessed, we don't even have our own land to go to. So
Right.
we are not blessed. Reason being, we broke the commandments of God, right?
That's
So
right.
what we showing you, we're finna correlate who the Bible is talking about. The Bible has always been the black man's book.
Right.
This is the book of our forefathers. But when they did this to us, take a look at it. They wouldn't let us read and write. They didn't let us read our book.
Read up.
Why? So they could reteach it to us.
Right.
And say this. When they reteach it, they can say, this is Jesus. This is God. That's not who that is. Christ is a black man, just like you and I. You understand? So we are the children of Israel, right? So let me ask y'all a question. What are some characteristics? What happened to us in slavery? Because we're familiar with slavery, right? What about you, Darius? What are some things that happened to us in slavery? What'd you say? We got stripped from. Okay, we got stripped. What about when we had children, right? We had children. What they would do to our children? They separate us, right? So they separate us, right? What we're showing you is that this is our book. It was prophesied in the Bible that would happen to the so-called blacks and Hispanics. So listen up. Let's see.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Y'all see that? So the Bible's saying our sons and our daughters will be given unto another people. Who did that happen to? So-called black people, right? You can't say that happened to the white people. You can't say that happened to the Chinese people. That happened to us in slavery. Y'all seen the movie 12 Years a Slave, right? Y'all seen the movie Django, all these slave movies, right? Django and stuff like that. And 12 Years a Slave, that's one with not James Clark, but David Banner. Yes. So what happened was, when we have a wife, right? We have a wife. What would happen to our wife? What would the slave masters do to our wives? They would rape them. Do you know this prophesied in the Bible? Listen up, we're gonna read on. Read.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and thou with longing for them all the day long.
So this is going to our children. When they took our children, they'll say, oh, we're about to give your child over to Master Johnson, right? What can we do? The Bible says we will look and longing, meaning we will be sad. We didn't have no might to get them. That's Bible prophecy. That's nobody else but the so-called blacks and Hispanics. We are the children of Israel. This is our book. Understand? So that's what we're showing our people, right? Read on.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
That's what we didn't have no might. All we could do was just cry. We couldn't do anything. We didn't have no might to get our children back. Read.
Verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
And that's one too when they came and took our land and stuff like that. So we've been stripped of everything. That's what we're trying to show our people. Our people have been stripped. They think America is their homeland. This isn't our land. Our land is Jerusalem. That's our homeland. But because we disobeyed God, that's why these curses happen to us. You understand that?
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again.
All right, you gonna fly?
So what we are showing is that we are the Israelites and we broke the commandments of God. Give me Baruch 4 and 6. How you doing, sis? What's your name? You want to put your name out? All right, so I'm Zephaniah, right? So what we're showing our people that the blacks and Hispanics, we are different. Because we broke our laws, something happened to us. Listen to this. Read this. Baruch 4 and 6.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6. Ye were sold to the nation.
So the Bible tells us the blacks and Hispanics who were sold to the nation. Were your people in slavery? Right. So the Bible says us know why we were sold. Do you know why we were in slavery? No, go ahead and say. Why did we go in slavery? This is what we are here for, to edify our people. Right. Okay, that did happen, but it's deeper than that. We know right. All right, listen up, sis. Read on.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 6. Ye were sold to the nation.
It was sold to the nation.
Not for your destruction.
It wasn't for our destruction. That's why we're still here today, read.
But because ye moved God's wrath.
Understand that? We were sold to the other nations because we made God angry. We made God angry, so he sent you blacks and Hispanics into slavery.
Right.
That's why it happens. I know it's the hard truth, but that's why. Read on.
Ye were delivered unto the enemy.
That's why we was delivered to the enemies, because we made God angry.
Right.
How y'all doing, my brothers? Y'all doing all right? Let me ask you, what's your name? Raise your hands up and down. What's your name? Kendrick? Okay. So I'm Zephaniah. We are here showing our people who we are according to the Bible. We're showing them that the Bible has always been our history book.
Right.
But the blacks and Hispanics, we're at the bottom because something happened. Right? So this is what we're going to show you. Read it from the top again.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 6. Ye were sold to the nation.
So the Bible says, us blacks and Hispanics, we were sold to the nation. Why were we sold in slavery? Why? That's the question, my brother. Why were we sold in slavery? Well, we was in slavery in Egypt, right? But why? Why? That's the question. What about you, my brother? What you think? Why do we get sold to the nations? To all nations, right? But why? That's the question. Why that happened to us, my brother? Well, my brother Kendrick, why that happened to us? Okay, we're gonna let the Bible tell us why that happened to us. Read.
Ye were sold to the nation. Not for your destruction.
And it wasn't for our destruction. That's why we're still here today, right? Read.
But because ye moved God's wrath.
Because we made God angry. That's why we were sold into slavery. Right. Our people don't know why slavery happened to us. But we made God angry. How do we make God angry? How do we make God angry? That should be the question. Why are we at the bottom? Why these things happen to us? And what must we do to get out? So Kendrick, how do we make God angry? By not following his word. Read on. We're going to see. Read.
You were delivered unto your enemies.
Because we disobeyed, we were delivered to the enemy. You know? Give me just a couple more minutes.
For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
We sacrifice unto devils. Let me ask you a question. You celebrate Thanksgiving? Yeah. You celebrate Thanksgiving? Now, is that of God? Is that of God? Okay, let me ask you. Do you love Christ? Yeah. All right. Do you follow Christ? Okay. Now, if Christ celebrated Thanksgiving, you're rejecting it, right? Give me Colossians 2 and 8. Listen up, because this is why we made God angry. Okay. How you doing, Miss? What's your name, Miss? All right, step right up, sis. We're going to deal with this. We're going to show you. We're going to show you. 2 minutes.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you.
The Bible says, beware and lest any man spoil you. Read.
Beware, lest any man spoil you. through philosophy and vain deceit.
So my brother, let me tell you something. The Bible says, beware, meaning watch out. Don't let no man spoil you through what?
Through philosophy and vain deceit.
Through philosophy and vain deceit. Read on.
After the tradition of men.
After the tradition of man. So let me ask you a question. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
I celebrate Thanksgiving.
You celebrate Thanksgiving, right? Now, would you say that you're a follower of Christ?
Yeah, I'm a follower of Christ.
Okay. Did Christ celebrate Thanksgiving?
I don't know what he did. Probably not.
Okay, probably not.
He had the Last Supper.
Okay, but was that Thanksgiving? Meaning the term what the white man uses, right? Okay, let me ask you one more question I'm going to deal with. What is Thanksgiving about?
Thanksgiving is actually, I'm a history. Thanksgiving is actually, it's called Native Americans when people call it anybody else.
Okay, Native American, okay. Okay, hold on. When you said they taught us, who are the us did they teach?
Everybody.
As in, okay, a lot of times what our people does, our people like to associate themselves with the other nations, right? So you said they taught us. They taught the so-called white people, because we was already up here, right? Right. So my question is, what is it about? What is Thanksgiving about, my brother? How you doing? What's your name? You on the job right now? We're just out here to teach our people. What is Thanksgiving about? What a harvest? Who's harvest? What harvest? Native Americans, right? Okay. Now let me say. Okay. Does it make sense to celebrate a holiday that was off of bloodshed of the so-called natives? Does that make sense? You know, when you give it to Thanksgiving, you are sacrificing unto devils.
Right.
You understand that? Yeah. You are paying homage to the slaughter of your Native American brothers.
Right.
We should not be celebrating Thanksgiving. Give me Colossians 2:8. And that's what I was showing you in the scriptures. So, is Thanksgiving, is that a tradition of God or is that a tradition of man? It's a man's tradition. Listen up, free.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you.
The Bible says, beware. Watch out. Don't let no man spoil you. How? Through Thanksgiving. Right. He'll say, oh, it's for a good cause. Oh, it's for this. When you look deep into it, it's deceitful. It's bloodshed. It's slaughter of our Native American brothers. So we shouldn't be doing that. Our people have been spoiled through those things. Read.
Through philosophy and vain deceit. After the tradition of men.
After the tradition of man. So we shouldn't be keeping Thanksgiving. That is a tradition of man. God never gave us Thanksgiving. He gave us Passover. He gave us Feast of Dedication. He gave us Tabernacles. That's what he gave us. That is
We used to scream Black Power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.